Welcome to Sleep Shaper, your destination for expertly crafted sleep stories that help you fall asleep faster and deeper. I am Saiful, your host. I'm so glad you've chosen to join me tonight as we embark on a peaceful journey through a quiet evening stroll under the stars. Let the gentle hum of crickets, the cool night air, and the sparkling stars above guide you into a serene state of relaxation, where the world melts away and restful sleep awaits. Settle in, take a deep breath, and let the calm of the night embrace you. Let yourself settle into a comfortable position, allowing your body to relax deeply. Take a slow, gentle breath in, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. Hold it for just a moment, and now slowly exhale, releasing any tension you might be holding. With each breath, let your body soften and your mind begin to quiet. Feel the weight of the world gently lift as you sink deeper into this peaceful moment. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet path, the soft, cool night air brushing against your skin. The stars above you shine brightly, each one a distant, calming light in the vast, peaceful sky. As you take a step forward, you feel the earth beneath your feet steady and grounding. With each step, you move further into the night, the world around you peaceful, tranquil, and still. As you walk, the gentle hum of crickets fills the air, a soft and rhythmic sound, like nature's lullaby. It blends harmoniously with the whisper of the wind, as if the night itself is singing you into a deep sense of calm. The cool breeze carries the scent of fresh grass and earth, inviting you to breathe deeply, letting the calm of the night fill you. With every step, feel yourself growing more and more relaxed. The gentle night air brushes over your skin, soothing you, calming you, as if the night itself is embracing you in its soft, quiet arms. The stars above you sparkle with a quiet brilliance, offering their gentle light as a guide, a reminder that peace is all around you, just waiting to be embraced. Each breath you take is slower, deeper, and more peaceful. The stillness of the night, the sound of the crickets, the coolness of the air, everything is in harmony, wrapping around you like a warm, comforting blanket. You are moving at your own pace, calm, relaxed, with no need to hurry. Just one step after another, letting go of any tension, any worries that may have followed you into this moment. Feel your shoulders drop, your arms relax, and your legs grow heavier with each step. The cool air invites you to breathe in deeply, letting your body soften even more. Every inhale fills you with peace. Every exhale releases the last bits of stress. The more you breathe, the more you feel at ease, completely in tune with the quiet rhythm of the night. As you continue your walk under the stars, imagine the sound of the crickets becoming more gentle, more distant, as if their song is slowly guiding you into a deeper sense of calm. The cool night air wraps around you, the stars above shining brightly, and the soft path beneath your feet leads you deeper into tranquility. Feel yourself becoming more grounded with each step, more at peace with each breath. Let go of anything that does not belong to this moment. There is nothing to do here, no place to be, only the cool air, the gentle stars, and the soothing hum of the night around you. With every step, you feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation, more in tune with the gentle flow of the evening. Let the calm of the night fill your mind, your body, and your soul. Allow the stars above you and the quiet of the night to guide you into a peaceful, restful state. The world is calm, the night is gentle, and you are walking under the stars, completely at peace, ready to drift into the deep comfort of sleep.
It's a quiet evening. The world seems to breathe in a soft, synchronized rhythm, the night air cool and crisp, carrying with it the delicate fragrance of damp earth and fresh pine. The sky stretches infinitely above, a deep indigo canvas, each star twinkling like a diamond stitched into velvet. A sense of stillness hangs in the air, as if the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting for something unseen to unfold. It is the kind of peace that settles into the bones, a tranquil embrace that gently beckons you to slow down, to simply be. Sarah, a quiet soul with eyes full of unspoken thoughts, steps softly out into the night. Her bare feet sink lightly into the cool, damp grass, the blades swaying gently beneath her weight. With each step, the earth feels alive beneath her, the subtle shift of the ground underfoot grounding her in this serene moment. The soft rustling of the leaves above her head, each leaf a whispered secret, forms a delicate symphony. It's a sound that wraps around her like a soft blanket, weaving a cocoon of calm that makes everything else fade into the distance. The world around her is untouched by the rush of modern life. There are no honking horns or hurried footsteps, no flickering streetlights or buzz of activity, only the deep, steady hum of crickets, their song a distant lullaby. The air carries the fresh scent of night-blooming flowers, mingling with the earthy aroma of the soil, inviting Sarah to breathe deeply, to take it all in. She inhales slowly, her chest expanding with the pure, crisp air, and with it, a weight that has long burdened her shoulders begins to lift. Her mind, once a crowded mess of thoughts and worries, begins to clear. Each breath is a quiet exhale of tension, a gentle release. The path ahead of her glows with the soft, silvery light of the moon, guiding her forward like a beacon, its pale light caressing the edges of the world. The stars above seem to shimmer just for her, flickering with a silent, knowing presence. There's a deep, timeless quality to this night, as though the sky itself is watching over her, offering quiet companionship in her solitude. Her footsteps fall in time with the rhythm of her breath, slow and steady, each step carrying her further into the embrace of the night. The sound of her footsteps on the soft earth is a comforting cadence, like the ticking of a clock, marking the passage of time in this moment of serenity. Sarah's heart slows, her pulse synchronizing with the peaceful pulse of the world around her. There is no rush, no expectation. She is simply here, in this moment, surrounded by the hum of nature and the soft light of the stars. She feels no fear, no loneliness. Instead, there's a quiet peace that wraps around her like a warm embrace, a soft whisper, urging her to let go, to surrender to the moment. The chirping of crickets rises and falls in gentle waves, the sounds intertwining like a lullaby, comforting and familiar. The breeze caresses her skin, ruffling her hair, and she feels a deep connection to the world around her, alive yet calm, full of mysteries and wonders waiting to be discovered. Every breath she takes fills her with a sense of belonging, as though the very air she inhales is part of her, and she, in turn, is part of it. With each step, the weight of the day seems to dissolve, the burdens of the world fading into the soft night air. The path ahead is clear and inviting, yet it is not the destination that calls to her. It is the journey itself. A journey that is unfolding one gentle step at a time, where the only sound is the symphony of the night and the soft rhythm of her breath. In this quiet, Sarah finds herself. She feels the world around her slow down, the stillness of the evening wrapping around her like a blanket. And in that stillness, she finds a sense of peace that she's been searching for without even knowing it. The world, for this moment, is perfect just as it is. And so she walks on, her heart light, her spirit at ease, under the gentle watch of the stars above. As Sarah continues on her solitary walk, the world around her, once so peaceful, begins to change in subtle ways. The air, which had been crisp and invigorating, now feels thicker, as though the night itself is holding its breath. The soft caress of the breeze slows to a standstill, leaving the leaves in the trees above to rest in a stillness so complete it feels unnatural. The once comforting hum of crickets falters, their chorus tapering off like a fading memory, until only silence remains, a silence so profound it presses against her ears. Sarah stops, the absence of sound unnerving in its depth. The night, which had been a lullaby to her senses, now feels eerily quiet, as if the earth itself is suspended in time. Her breath, once steady and relaxed, now feels louder in her chest, the beat of her heart echoing in the hollow of her ribs. She stands still for a moment, letting the stillness wash over her, her senses alert, trying to make sense of the unexpected shift. She lifts her gaze to the sky, seeking comfort in the familiar expanse of stars. They twinkle, distant and steady, as they had before. But there's something different now. The constellations that once felt like old friends seem unfamiliar, as though their patterns have subtly shifted, their light flickering in strange, almost imperceptible rhythms. A chill, not from the air, but from something deeper, creeps along her spine, and she shivers, not from the cold, but from an unshakable feeling of being watched. She blinks, rubbing her arms as though to chase away the sensation, but it lingers. As she takes another cautious step forward, the faintest rustle from behind catches her attention. It's soft, like the whisper of fabric brushing against the earth, but it's enough to pull her focus away from the sky. Her breath catches in her throat, a fleeting sensation of unease curling in her stomach, but she turns anyway. From the shadow of the trees at the edge of the path, a figure emerges. At first, they are just a silhouette, tall and cloaked in darkness, their form blending seamlessly into the night. The stranger stands there, unmoving, like a statue carved from shadow itself. There's an unsettling quality to their stillness, an unnaturalness that stirs a knot of tension in Sarah's chest. They don't move closer. They simply watch, their presence so quiet that it's almost as though they were always there, waiting. Sarah's feet are frozen in place, her breath shallow in her throat. The cool air, once a comfort, now feels heavy, thick with a weight she can't name. She doesn't know why, but something in the figure's presence makes her heart beat faster, the familiar quiet of the night now replaced by an unspoken tension that coils in the air between them. The figure speaks, their voice soft, almost a whisper, an invitation to break the silence that hangs like a fragile thread between them. "Good evening," they say, their words floating in the still air like the soft rustle of leaves in a distant breeze. The sound is strangely calming, yet filled with an undercurrent of mystery that Sarah can't quite place. "Good evening," Sarah responds, her voice barely above a whisper, as though speaking too loudly might shatter the delicate silence of the moment. Her eyes are drawn to the figure, her mind racing to make sense of their presence, of their very existence here, in this quiet world she thought she knew so well. The stranger's lips curl into a faint smile, one that doesn't quite reach their eyes, and their gaze deepens, as if they are looking straight through her. "Do you come here often?" Their question lingers in the air, drifting towards Sarah like a puzzle she feels compelled to solve. For a moment, Sarah considers the question. The path is familiar, the stars above are constant, but something about the figure's tone, their gaze, unsettles her. She wants to answer truthfully, but the words feel strangely distant. Instead, she nods, her throat tight. "I do. It's peaceful here." The stranger takes a slow, deliberate step forward, their movements unnervingly smooth, as if they are floating rather than walking. The air around them grows colder, the atmosphere thickening with a sense of inevitability. The crisp night, once a comforting embrace, now feels suffocating. The figure's proximity changes the air, charging it with something unspoken, a tension she can't define, yet knows to be real. The stars above, which had once been Sarah's, silent companions now seem to flicker, their light dimming in and out, as though caught in the pull of an invisible tide. The crickets fall completely silent. It's as though the universe has taken a breath and is waiting, holding its breath, waiting for something unknown. The stranger smiles, their lips barely curling upward, as though privy to a secret only they know. Their voice, when it comes again, is soft, almost a lullaby. You feel it, don't you? The way the air shifts when you're not looking. They take another step forward, and Sarah feels the hairs on the back of her neck stand on end. The figure is close now, close enough that Sarah can feel the subtle chill emanating from them, like a cold front settling in. Yet it's not the cold that disturbs her. It's the sense that this moment, this walk, this night, nothing is what it seems. The feeling of comfort, of peace, that had once filled the air is now twisted into something unfamiliar, something that hovers on the edge of fear and fascination. Sarah takes a deep breath, willing her legs to move, but they feel heavy, like they are rooted in place. She looks up at the figure again, their shadowed face unreadable, their presence unsettling. yet compelling. "Who are you?" Her voice trembles just slightly, barely perceptible in the stillness. The stranger doesn't answer immediately. Instead, they tilt their heads slightly, their eyes narrowing as if considering her. "That's a question with many answers," they reply, their voice still that soft, eerie murmur. "But for now, let's just say I am a traveler in the same night as you." With that, the air seems to grow even colder. The world around Sarah becomes quieter still, as if the very earth is holding its breath. The stars above shimmer again, though their light feels distant, as if now separated from the world beneath them. Sarah stands there, caught between this stranger and the overwhelming pull of the night, sensing that the peaceful stroll she had embarked on has already begun to unravel. The path ahead feels uncertain now, the gentle whispers of the night now laced with a tension she cannot ignore. The figure takes another step forward, their eyes glinting in the moonlight. "Shall we continue?" they ask, their voice a soft, compelling invitation. And with that, Sarah, caught between curiosity and apprehension, begins to walk again, unsure of where this strange journey will lead. With every step they take together, the world around Sarah seems to twist and bend in ways she can't fully comprehend. The path beneath her feet, once firm and familiar, begins to feel softer, almost as though the ground itself is yielding to her presence. It's a subtle change at first, imperceptible to anyone but her. But it's there, pulling at her senses, urging her to notice. The wind, which had been motionless for so long, begins to stir again. But this time, the breeze is different. It doesn't carry the light, refreshing quality it once had. Instead, it feels deeper, heavier, as though it's pushing against her, coaxing her onward with a force she can't quite understand. Each breath of air is thick with something unknown, a weight that presses against her lungs and makes her chest feel tight. And then there are the sounds. The crickets, whose song had once filled the air with a calming rhythm, now seem distant. Their melody no longer a gentle hum, but an echo, faint and broken, like a forgotten lullaby. The chirping, once steady and sure, now fades in and out, as though the crickets themselves are lost in a dream. It's as if the very night is losing its voice, its once clear melody dissolving into a haunting silence. Sarah's heart begins to race. The rhythm of the world is shifting in ways that unsettle her. The sense of peace she had found in the quiet moments before seems to slip further away with each step she takes. The stars above, once her guiding lights, now flicker and dance. It's as though they are no longer the steady companions they had been, but distant witnesses to something she can't see, something just out of reach. She glances at the stranger walking silently beside her. Their form, once almost indistinguishable, from the shadows of the night, seems to merge with the darkness around them. It's as though they are becoming part of the very landscape, an extension of the night itself. The stranger's face remains hidden, their expression unreadable, but Sarah feels their gaze, heavy and knowing, as though they are watching her more closely than ever before, studying her reactions with an intensity that sends shivers down her spine. A strange pull begins to grow within Sarah, a sensation that she's no longer simply walking under the stars, but moving through something much larger, something beyond her understanding. The air around her feels thick now, as though the very space she occupies is bending, warping in ways she can't fathom. She feels her sense of self slipping, like a leaf caught in a current, drifting further from the shore, unable to hold on to the familiar. The stranger speaks again, their voice now softer, almost melodic, like the whisper of wind through the trees, but there's a strange cadence to it, a rhythm that feels off, like a lullaby with the wrong notes. Do you ever wonder if the stars above are more than just lights in the sky? Their words float through the air, heavy with a meaning Sarah cannot grasp. Sarah's pulse quickens. There's something hypnotic about the stranger's voice, something that pulls her deeper into the mystery of the night. Her breath catches in her throat, and for a moment, she forgets how to answer. The question hangs in the air, weightless and uncertain, as if it holds 1,000 unspoken possibilities. She looks up at the stars, their light pulsing now, flickering in patterns she can't follow. They no longer seem like distant friends, steady and comforting. Instead, they feel watching. The stars, once so beautiful in their simplicity, now seem to hold secrets dark and unreachable. Each twinkle is a fleeting glimpse of something hidden in the vastness of the universe, something just beyond her understanding. No, Sarah finally replies, her voice trembling slightly. I've always thought of them as just stars. The words sound hollow in her own ears, as though they are not entirely true. She feels the weight of them, the simplicity of her own understanding. And yet there is something in her chest, a flutter of realization that makes her feel as though she is missing something vital. The stranger smiles, but it's a smile that doesn't reach their eyes. Their gaze deepens, and Sarah feels it. An unspoken challenge, an invitation to look closer, to question everything she thought she knew. Perhaps you should look closer, they suggest, their voice light but layered with something darker, something she can't define. The words are soft, yet they carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken truths. The night itself seems to lean in closer, as though it is listening, waiting for Sarah's response. Sarah's senses heighten, every detail of the world around her becoming more vivid, more intense. The air feels thicker now, almost tangible, like it's wrapping around her, pressing against her skin. She can feel the shift in the atmosphere, the way the world seems to hold its breath, waiting for something. The wind stirs again, but this time it is not a gentle breeze. It is a force, a current that seems to pull at her, urging her to take another step, to move deeper into the unknown. The path beneath her feet no longer feels solid, but like sand, shifting beneath her weight. The ground seems to ripple, as though the earth itself is in flux, changing in ways she can't quite grasp. The night itself feels alive, breathing with a slow, steady pulse like the heartbeat of the universe. Sarah's heart pounds in her chest, but it's no longer a steady rhythm. It's erratic, like the pulse of a drumbeat, guiding her forward. The world around her blurs, the stars above swirling in patterns that defy logic. The very air hums now, resonating with something deep and ancient, a vibration she can feel deep within her bones. As the stranger walks beside her, their form growing more indistinct, more shadow-like, Sarah feels herself drawn into a place where time no longer feels linear. The path ahead is no longer clear, but instead stretches and twists, winding like a ribbon that refuses to stay in place. The ground beneath her feet seems to dissolve, becoming more fluid, like a surface of water, rippling with each step. She glances at the stranger again, their eyes unreadable, their presence overwhelming. They are no longer just walking beside her. They are part of the night, part of the world that is shifting around her, pulling her deeper into a mystery she can't escape. "Where are we going?" Sarah asks, her voice barely a whisper, the words tumbling from her lips as if they are not entirely her own. The question hangs in the air, suspended, waiting for an answer that she doesn't know if she wants to hear. The stranger's smile widens, though it is strange, almost unsettling, to the place where memories fade and dreams begin. They reply, their voice both a lullaby and a riddle, floating between the lines of reality and something much darker. With each step they take, Sarah feels herself sinking deeper into the night, her feet no longer touching solid ground, but moving through the shadows, through a space where time and memory are unraveling. And as the path continues to blur, she can't help but feel that she's no longer just walking, she's falling. And with that, the journey, if it can still be called a journey, moves ever forward into a place where nothing is as it seems, and the lines between the real and the imagined are fading into a soft, endless dream. As Sarah walks further, the world around her begins to change in ways that defy logic, bending the very fabric of reality into something unrecognizable. The stars, once steady and constant, shimmer now in strange, fluid waves, as though the sky itself is breathing, expanding and contracting with each heartbeat. The light they cast is no longer a steady glow, but a flickering, ethereal pulse, shifting in shades of silver, gold and violet, their brilliance dancing like distant fireflies caught in the wind. The trees that had stood tall and firm at the edge of the path now sway in impossible ways, their trunks twisting and bending as if they are made of soft clay rather than solid wood. Their leaves rustle, but the sound is different now, gentler, more like the whispered hush of silk slipping over skin than the familiar sound of wind through branches. Sarah blinks, unsure of what she's seeing, and when she opens her eyes again, the trees seem to have altered, their shapes stretching and contorting as though they are alive, not rooted, but moving in time with the rhythm of the night. The path beneath her feet is no longer firm. It feels soft, as if she is walking on clouds instead of solid earth. Each step she takes sends a ripple through the ground, the sensation like walking through mist, the path shifting with her every movement, blurring in and out of focus, like a memory trying to escape her grasp. The landscape around her becomes fluid, like a dreamscape, where the boundaries between what is real and what is imagined no longer exist. Sarah's senses sharpen, but they are overwhelmed by the chaos of the moment. The air grows colder still, but it is not an uncomfortable chill. It's the kind of cold that you feel on the cusp of waking from a deep, dreamless sleep, a cold that reminds you that nothing is truly solid. The breeze, once so gentle, now carries a deep, resonant hum vibrating through her body, settling in her chest like a song played in reverse. Familiar, but wrong. The crickets, whose song had once been so soothing, are now silent, their absence louder than any noise could have been. She turns to the stranger, whose presence remains steady beside her, a shadow in the night, their form melding seamlessly with the shifting landscape. The stranger has not changed, but Sarah feels them more acutely now, more like a part of this strange world than a mere traveller alongside her. Their eyes, though still hidden, seem to pierce through the night, as if they can see beyond the illusion, beyond the twisted world Sarah is stepping into. Time, you see. The stranger's voice drifts to her, calm and unwavering, their words floating on the air like soft ripples on a still pond. Time is not what you think it is. Sarah's head spins. The world around her is moving too quickly, too slowly, all at once. The path beneath her feet seems to stretch impossibly far, bending at angles that don't make sense. Each step takes her further from what she knows, but closer to something else, something unfamiliar, yet strangely familiar at the same time. The air feels thick now, like the heavy fabric of a dream, and Sarah feels her feet slipping on the shifting surface beneath her. Her heart races as she tries to make sense of what is happening. The stars flicker above, their light distorting, spiraling like a whirlpool, pulling her in, deeper and deeper. The world seems to collapse in on itself, folding in layers, and she is caught in the middle, unable to break free. The stranger's words hang in the air, soft but insistent. What you see is not what is. Everything you think you know is only a reflection, a shadow of what lies beyond. Sarah blinks again, trying to focus, but the world is growing increasingly strange. The edges of her vision blur, the path ahead, becoming more and more distorted, like a painting left out in the rain, colors bleeding together, blending into something she can't define. The very ground beneath her seems to dissolve, becoming fluid, like she is walking on water. Yet, she feels no wetness, no resistance. The world is suspended in a kind of half-reality where each moment feels stretched out, elastic, like time itself has become unhinged. She stumbles, her foot sinking into the soft, shifting earth, but the sensation is strange, almost dreamlike. There is no solid ground, no stable footing to cling to. Instead, it feels as though she is walking through a fog, each step she takes causing the world to bend and twist further out of shape. Sarah tries to grasp onto something familiar, but everything around her is slipping through her fingers. She reaches for the trees, but they shift away from her touch, their trunks swaying out of reach, their leaves whispering in a language she cannot understand. The air is full of strange, dissonant sounds now, like echoes of something far away. Voices that are neither human nor animal, but something in between. Her breath catches in her throat. The very essence of reality feels like it is unraveling, and she is caught in the middle, unable to hold on to anything solid, anything real. The stars above continue to flicker and pulse, but now they seem to be dimming, their light fading into the darkness, as if they are watching her, waiting for her to understand something she can't yet grasp. "Where are we going?" Sarah finally manages to whisper, her voice trembling, her words feeling out of place in this shifting, surreal world. The stranger turns their head toward her, their presence unwavering, and though their face is still hidden, Sarah can feel the weight of their gaze. "To the place where memories fade and dreams begin," they reply, their voice both gentle and cryptic, the words wrapping around her like a riddle. Sarah feels the world pull around her, as if she is being drawn into a whirlpool of thought, of time, of space, where the past, the present, and the future no longer hold any meaning. The ground beneath her seems to fall away, and for a brief moment she is suspended in a void, weightless and free, yet utterly lost. And then, with a soft shudder of the air, the ground returns beneath her feet, solid once more, though the path is no longer the same. The trees, once swaying and distorted, are now still, their forms casting long, stretched shadows across the ground. The stars too have settled, their light steady once again, though they no longer feel as comforting as they once did. Sarah stands at the edge of this place, caught between two worlds, one that she understands and one that she has just begun to unravel. The air is still, but it hums with an electric tension, a sense that something monumental is about to shift, something she cannot yet comprehend. The path stretches before her, winding into the unknown, and Sarah takes a tentative step forward, feeling the weight of the night press against her, as if the world itself is waiting for her to move, to choose, to step deeper into the mystery that unfolds before her. The path before Sarah opens into a vast, wide clearing, the kind that feels timeless, untouched by the hands of men or the noise of civilization. The world here is still, too still, as if all of existence has paused in a moment of profound silence. The stars above shine brighter than ever, their light almost blinding, piercing the darkness with such intensity that it feels as though the heavens themselves are watching her, waiting for something to unfold. But what that something is, Sarah cannot say. She stands in the center of the clearing, her senses heightened to every minute detail. The ground beneath her feet is soft, almost sponge-like, as if she is walking on the surface of a dream. The air is cool, but it carries no crispness, no clarity, just the weight of a thick, oppressive stillness that presses against her chest. The trees around the edge of the clearing, once so alive with movement, are now motionless, their branches reaching up like skeletal hands into the inky sky, their leaves frozen in mid-flutter, as if time itself has been halted in this place. The stranger, who had walked beside her for what felt like an eternity, is still there, standing just out of her peripheral vision. They no longer speak, no longer offer cryptic phrases or riddles. Their presence is quiet, almost withdrawn, as though they have become one with the silence of the night, their form indistinguishable from the shadows that stretch across the clearing. Sarah feels the pull of their presence, the weight of their gaze still hanging heavily in the air, even though they do not move. The light from the stars pulses in a rhythm that matches the beat of Sarah's heart, slow and steady. She can feel it now, this connection between her and the vast expanse above, as though the stars are alive, breathing with her, as if they too are waiting for her to understand something deep and ancient that she has yet to uncover. But the truth of it eludes her, like a dream just out of reach, something she knows she must grasp but cannot. The air grows heavier, the pressure in the clearing rising, and for a brief moment Sarah feels as if she is sinking, as though the earth itself is pulling her down, drawing her into its depths. She breathes in deeply, trying to steady herself, but with each breath, the world seems to shift further from her grasp. The stars flicker again, but this time the light doesn't feel comforting. It feels cold, harsh, like a light that has been twisted, its warmth drained away. Sarah turns to the stranger, her mouth dry, her voice barely a whisper. "What is this place? What is happening?" she asks, the question tumbling out of her, desperate, a need for answers hanging in the air. The stranger does not respond immediately. Their silence stretches on, thick and impenetrable, but Sarah can feel the weight of their gaze, their presence, pressing against her, suffocating in its intensity. Finally their voice comes, soft and calm, yet carrying a deep, resonant understanding. "This is where it all comes together," the stranger says, their words gentle but filled with an eerie finality. The stars, the path, the walk, they were never real. None of it was. It was all a reflection of your own journey, a projection of your mind, pulling you deeper into yourself. Sarah's chest tightens, the words swirling around her like a cloud of smoke. "What do you mean?" she asks, the panic rising in her throat. I don't understand." The stranger steps forward then, their form emerging from the shadows like a spectre, their features still hidden. But now Sarah feels an overwhelming sense of recognition, as if this figure, this presence, has always been with her, like a shadow lurking just beyond the edge of her consciousness. They are not separate from her. They are part of her. The stranger places a hand on Sarah's shoulder, a gesture that feels both comforting and chilling at once. "This walk," they explain, their voice now a soft murmur in the thick air, "was never about the stars or the path. It was always about you, about facing the parts of yourself that you have hidden away, the fears, the regrets, the things you've buried deep inside." Sarah feels the ground shift beneath her feet, a tremor running through the earth, and for a fleeting moment she sees flashes of memories, fragments of her past, moments she had long forgotten, faces and places she once knew, all swirling around her in a blur of light and shadow. They flicker in and out, distant and familiar, like a film reel playing too fast. She reaches out trying to grasp them, but they dissolve in her fingers, slipping away like smoke. "You've been walking in circles," the stranger continues, their voice a steady whisper, "avoiding what you know deep down, but this place, this moment, is the reckoning. The truth you've been running from has been here all along." Sarah's mind spins, her heart racing. The realization begins to settle in, a quiet understanding creeping into the corners of her mind. Everything, the walk, the stranger, the path, the stars, was never about external forces. It was all a journey into her own soul, a confrontation with the hidden parts of herself that she had been too afraid to face. The stars above pulse one last time, their light flickering like the final beat of a heart. And as Sarah looks up, she sees them now for what they truly are. Not distant lights in the sky, but reflections of her own thoughts, her own dreams, her own fears. For the first time, Sarah understands. The walk was never meant to lead to an external destination. It was always about finding her way back to herself, about understanding the parts of her soul that she had long ignored, about reckoning with her own truth. With a final, gentle breath, Sarah lets go. The tension in her chest dissolves, the weight of the night lifting as she surrenders to the understanding that has been with her all along. She feels herself sinking into the earth beneath her body yielding to the cool embrace of the ground. The stars above fade, their light dimming to a soft glow, and the crickets fall silent, their song fading into the stillness. Sarah's mind quiets, the world around her dissolving into a peaceful sleep, the final whispers of the night gently carrying her into dreams. The journey is over, the walk has ended, and she is at peace. But somewhere, deep in the heart of the stars, another journey begins.